Okay, so I've never seen a season like this one, and this week just had some of the highest highs of the entire season. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. What a banger of a start to this week, ignoring the Commanders game, but we'll get there, because there was no outcome where Rams vs. Seahawks wasn't going to be a close bloodbath worthy of a Roman Coliseum. But it didn't look like that early, because I just don't know what the fuck was going on with the Seahawks defense. I know there's some injuries, but Stafford was just lighting them up. And Puka motherfucking Nacua, man. There was a lot of talk all week about Jackson Smith-Njigba being better. Who's the best wide receiver in the league and all that. And versus a top 3 defense in football, he was legitimately unguardable all game long. He had 12 catches for 225 yards and 2 touchdowns, while Stafford officially locked down the MVP in my head with an efficient 450, 3 touchdowns, and no picks. But that's not what we're here to discuss, because the Rams dug real fucking deep, past and to sight and beyond, and uncovered one path to a possible defeat, and they found it. They fucking found it. Darnold was in hell again. He threw a pick on, honestly, just a great play by the DB, but all game long, the Rams just spammed run, play action, and killed them on it, and it got them a massive 30-14 lead in the fourth quarter, and this was just a statement game for them. I mean, Stafford and the Rams were the best team in football, no questions asked, and then the punt return happened for Rashid Shaheed. You know, he scored, which is a bummer, because all game long the defense and offense for the Rams have been popping off, but it's fine. It's fine, right? Well, no, because the Rams then punted on offense, shanked said punt, the Seahawks tied the game in mere minutes, which led to the Rams firing their special teams coach, which is insane at this point in the year, and the Rams missed another field goal. I mean, this was just a cyclone of shit. All of it together needs to just be shoved forcefully into a manual on how to blow a season-deciding game versus a fucking rival. And after a bad game by the Seahawks overall, they pulled it out. Did they have luck with whatever the fuck the 2-point conversion was? Yeah, but it did happen. And the defense for the Rams was the final pillar to fall. Puka scored in overtime, so the offense tried. I mean, they put up near 40 on a top 3 defense in the league, but Jackson Smith-Njigba scored, and another 2-point conversion ended the game. Wow. And the Seattle Seahawks, as of now, kinda, maybe, have the #1 seed in the NFC. Things are going to change a ton over the final 2 weeks, especially because the Seahawks play the Niners, and also the Niners play Chicago, so things are going to get crazy, but wow. Wow, what a game.
Why are you still alive?
Can we kind of just ignore that this game happened for the greater good of our entertainment? I mean, it was like concerningly close. For a bit, the Commanders were winning by halftime, but then Mariota got hurt, and oh my fucking sweet Tom Brady above, is that Josh Johnson in the big 2025? What did I do to deserve this? I mean, I try to be a good guy. Why am I subjected to watch Josh Johnson at 4 p.m. on a Saturday? What life choices have led me here? But yeah, that's all I need to say. The Eagles won from there. Saquon Barkley got going. You know, the offense did something. So again, this is positive for the Eagles. They're not losing to terrible teams like they were in 2023. So they're saving their season a bit. But who knows what they're going to do in the playoffs. I have no idea. They clinched the division, so congrats on being in the playoffs, but still, I'm not happy with you. I will just tolerate you as of now. Yeah! Okay, now we can get back to the fun games, or I guess it wasn't fun for a bit of it, and for Packers fans, this was a fucking nightmare. This game was slow as hell, and the Packers defense did surprise me in this one. I thought they'd crater without Micah, but then they shut down the Bears on the road, which deserves a lot of credit. However, the offense couldn't get going. With Jacobs barely being able to walk because of injuries, the receivers still being banged up, and Jordan Love got hurt. Not even hurt, he got pounded. And in came Malik Willis. So yeah, things just keep getting worse for the Packers. But they were in full control of this game, and were still outplaying the Bears for the most part. But then Russell Wilson fucking scrambled into nowhere, threw up a prayer which was caught by a nobody, then the Packers completely fucked up the onside kick. I mean, what the actual shit was this? And then, get this, they fucked up a snap and a walk-off bomb perfectly placed pass to DJ Moore basically ends their season. It fucking happened again. All of it. Exactly the same situation. I can't believe it. I know the Packers season isn't over, but wow. Just fucking wow. I can't do this. It still doesn't feel right. Like, what do you mean the Bears have a franchise quarterback and a coach that's changed the culture for the better? But I'm all in. I'm done laughing at their pain. It's genuinely good to see. So, congratulations, Bears fans. Those of you that watched this game live, you just made a core football memory that you'll never forget that's actually positive. So good shit there, man. The Bears won a fucking crazy game. Crazy game. What a start to the week. Surely it's all uphill from here still.
I think I'm gonna go home and drink myself into an oblivion.
Alright, time to crack my knuckles and start screaming again. The Tampa Bay motherfucking Buccaneers. Now, to be honest with you, I think all year long I've been super nice to them, and most of that has to do with their division, because I'm telling y'all, Atlanta probably is the best team in the division, but this game was between the Panthers and the Buccaneers, with the playoff spot on the line. This game was huge, but also it, wasn't, because, hey, come on, whoever wins the division is going to get used by the Niners or Packers by 30 in the wild card, right? But this game was just so frustrating for Tampa. I'd say the first half was pretty clearly all Buccaneers. They looked better. They needed a big game from their third best quarterback in franchise history, comfortably behind our big strong man who is not doing too well right now. But Baker did fine early. But with 2 fucking minutes left, the Bucs with Josh Grizzard and a bottom 10 offense in the last few weeks dialed up a run. They got a penalty and 2 incompletions, which gave the ball back to the Panthers. And with 12 fucking seconds left, just 12, Todd Bowles shoved his fist in his rectum, smelled it, slammed his head into his iPad, and it conjured up the putrid idea to blitz fucking 7 and go all-out man coverage with 0 safety help when the Panthers were 100% going deep, and what do you fucking know? They threw it deep and scored, and the whole game changed. But no, Todd, no, just go to the media again and say the same shit, that the coaches do all they can. It's the players, they're pieces of shit. That's why we've gone 1-6 since the bye, have made 0 adjustments, haven't added anything to the play calling on either side of the ball, and I used to be sympathetic to the injuries, but that's just bullshit at this point. They're healthy now. They've had all the tools to win, and in this game specifically, it was handed to them, and the coaches and the players, they all let you down. They did, because the Panthers just did enough. This was a solid Bryce Young game, given that the run game couldn't get going, and credit to Carolina's defense, but fuck, man. I need to stop seeing this team use Bucky Irving like DeAndre Swift in Philadelphia, or I'm gonna... Wait a minute, I'm not a Bucs fan, I don't care. Yeah, they just lost. I don't know what's more upsetting, the fact that they found every possible way to tank this season after starting out 5-1, or that the Bucs are actually still favored to make the playoffs and win the division. Just poor Detroit, man. They're bleeding in the corner while an 8-win team is going to win this division. And now we get into the section of the games that kind of didn't matter as much. Chargers vs. Cowboys was looking to be a shootout early, but then you remember that the Cowboys are not as good as the fucking Chargers. And it was really good to see that Justin Herbert looked healthier. Again, how much of that is the Cowboys defense just being utterly terrible, especially with Quinn Williams out in this one, I'm not sure, but yeah, the Chargers just handled business. This game wasn't very close, and George Pickens decided to start trying again because he was reminded that he's in a contract year. And yeah, it's just sad to see, dude. It's sad to see Dak Prescott's years of his prime just being wasted. He's been amazing this year. You could make an argument that he is a top 3 most valuable player in the league. He is everything to this Cowboys team, but they're just wasting the season. So, good win for the Chargers and the Cowboys. I guess the tank is on.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I'm also confused about this one. Again, I've been saying it. I still believe that Josh Allen is probably the best player on the planet right now, but they just don't use him. They just refuse to let Josh Allen take over. I get it, it's versus the Browns in this one, so you want to allow James Cook to cook, because that is now 3 straight games of allowing over 100 plus rushing yards. And yeah, it's just not a good look for the Cleveland Browns, because at the same time, yes, you played a competitive game with a very good team, but there's still going to be a lot of negatives, because yeah, Quinton Judkins just died. He literally might never be the same player again, which is horrible. And also, Shedeur Sanders is just not working on the stuff he needs to fix. He's behind a bad offensive line, yes, but he is holding the ball for way too long. More than Caleb Williams ever was early on in the season, and he doesn't have the same athleticism as Caleb to make up for a lot of those issues. So, look, dude, I don't know. At least you stayed competitive and lost, so that's a win, but for the Bills, you also need to clean this up. This football's not going to get you anything in January. Please just use Josh Allen. Please. And get him a fucking receiver in the offseason. This was a game that looked like, on paper, it was going to be a shootout. However, Tua was not playing. And in came Quinn Ewers, who looked, fine. It's just, yeah, the Bengals are better. They're probably the best offense that's not going to make the playoffs. And at least Joe Burrow won a game, so, you're trying to keep him in Cincinnati. At this point, the tank doesn't even matter. Just do whatever you can to make Joe Burrow comfortable and happy. And hopefully that involves firing Zach Taylor. But yeah, it's a tough scene out there in Cincy. It really is. But a win is a win. So yay.
I can't do it. I can't do it, Squidward.
Fuck, man. I needed this for the Tank Bowl. I really needed it. The Giants just refused to use Jackson Dart since Brian Daboll's been fired. And I said this when they fired Brian Daboll. I was like, I don't know, man. I think this is the worst thing they can do for Jackson Dart's development. And turns out it actually fucking was. There were some positives, I guess, for the Giants. The defense did some things. They got a touchdown off of a defensive fumble, and Abdul Carter wiped off a Javon Holland score because he lined up in the neutral zone. But the offense is also part of the fucking game, as Jackson Dart was 1 for 5 with 6 yards and a pick until deep in the third quarter. And the Giants just looked absolutely terrible. Jackson Dart has nothing to do. Nothing out there. He has no top receiver. He has no offensive line. His run game is non-existent, and he has an intern everything for the coaching staff. So, yeah, that's what you get. And I'm so ready, man. I'm so ready for next week. We are going to get a legendary game. And unironically, the Giants-Raiders game is going to, determine the next 5 years of NFL football. So, huge must-lose game for both teams. I'm ready. I'm fucking locked in. But the way that we played and the way the Giants played, I am getting worried, I'll say that. Well, this is a definition of another Tank Bowl, where I don't really have anything to say, to be honest with you. The Saints have won 3 straight. Tyler Shuck has proved he's going to be that guy, at least for next season. Who knows where Spencer Rattler is going to end up, so yay. Good for the Saints. And Cam Jordan got a sack, so he's going out on top, hopefully.
Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm.
Wow. It actually, yeah. I mean, I thought the Titans might have been better at this point, which is crazy because the Titans are one of the worst teams I've ever fucking seen. But this entire Chiefs team was injured. No McDuffie, no Rice, obviously no Mahomes. The entire depth chart was literally out. And I can confidently say the Kansas City Chiefs are tanking right now. They are fucking tanking. And we're at a point where Chris Oladapono is playing football for them because Gardner Minshew just tore his ACL. So that's 2 weeks in a row of a Chiefs quarterback tearing their fucking ACL. What are we doing here? Cam Ward looked good. And yeah, this Chiefs team has just quit. They've given up. They don't even bother giving the ball to Travis Kelce, who's still trying to break Jason Witten's receiving yards record, but they don't fucking give a shit. So I don't know, man. It's a lost season for the Chiefs, and at this point, this is what you get. This is your punishment for relying on Mahomes all year long. And yeah, he was literally holding everything together. But good win for the Titans. And that's also huge for the Tank Bowl, baby. Okay, that was fucking close. This team is so confusing, man. Like, we beat the Patriots and we're mere yards away from beating the Texans and Jaguars. And we're one of the worst teams in NFL history. But this was way too close of a call, bro. Ashton Jeanty was in takeover mode, which is great to see. And like the Jaguars win, this was just a good loss because the team played hard. We showed life, most of us, and we fought, but fuck, it was stressful, man. I mean, this was a must-lose game. Thanks, Darian Potter, for being awful and allowing a 3rd and 20 pass interference call. I'm thankful, and next week, like I said, is just going to be the game of the year, unironically. So, hopefully Ashton Jeanty, pulls his dick in practice and is out for the game. Please, just this once. We need to lose that game, man. We have to lose it. I guess this game happened. Again, these are two eliminated teams that aren't, terrible, I guess, compared to, like, us and the Jets, so I thought it could have been a shootout, but no, the Falcons kind of controlled the game. Bijan Robinson's good at football. Yeah, nothing really to take away here.
Weezy out of here. Weezy out of here.
And back to the fun games. So, holy fuck, dude. Trevor Lawrence was piecing up the Broncos defense. Parker Washington just monstered Brian Thomas's talent, and the Jags rolled through a top 3 defense in football. I mean, I can't understate how crazy this week was. For the Bears and Jaguars specifically, 2 teams that have been shafted by the NFL for years, I mean, these were 2 top 5 regular season wins ever for both of those teams in the same week. And the Jaguars just played so well. There was a point where they were 4 for 4 in red zone touchdown drives, and they just did everything a Super Bowl contender needs to do. They punished the Broncos for their mistakes. They took care of the football. Trevor made plays when the plays broke down. They got key stops, converted on 3rd downs, and this was against a team that hasn't lost a game since September. So, fuck yeah, Jacksonville. I'm happy for my fellow past miserable franchises. It's good to see you guys doing well. I'm really happy for you, I swear. But Denver, yeah, it happens. It wasn't Bo Nix's best game, and the defense for 3 weeks now has allowed 30 points per game. Not fucking good, so they can work on it and get better, but yeah, if Bo Nix is going to stay inconsistent and the defense is now going to be inconsistent as well, there are issues here. Big issues, but that's how the season just goes, basically, at this point for everyone. So who even fucking cares anymore? I can't say confidently this has been the best week of the season, but fuck. This game made 0 sense, like other ones too. It started with DK Metcalf punching a fucking fan and ended with, we'll get there. But the Lions defense has been bleeding for weeks now. Kirby Joseph and Brian Branch have been carrying the secondary in the past, and without them, it's been horrid. They've allowed 500 yards last week and just gave up another near 500 to Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers, who popped the fuck off again. Just when I thought Aaron Rodgers' career was straight up over, he's played elite for the last 3 weeks, and the Steelers' offense is clicking. Arthur Smith is using his jumbo packages, getting Jonnu Smith fucking handoffs, and it's working. Darnell Washington's big ass catches a few balls, while Jaylen Warren and Kenny Gainwell are weapons. So, credit to them, but Detroit was just a mess this game. They eventually got the offense going, but wow. This is how you show up, Detroit? Season on the line, and you can't do a thing for 3 quarters? Really? It's just crazy, man. The same pieces outside of a few linemen and Ben Johnson were here from last year, but the last few minutes of this game were crazy. Rodgers didn't take a sack to kill more time. Boswell doinked a kick, and the door was left wide open, and it seemed like a classic Steelers meltdown. They had 4th down pass interference. There was a tripping penalty, but then the Zebras arrived. Now, gonna be honest with you, these were both penalties in my head. The Tesla one is a little bit more debatable. He could have sold it more, but that's past a yard too, so that's just a pick. And Amon-Ra literally shoved Jalen Ramsey, so yeah, it's just, that's besides the point, though. It is unacceptable that it even got to there. It's not okay. So, yeah, Detroit is done. I thought for sure they'd take Green Bay's spot, but no. You can't stop allowing 50 breakaway yard runs, and they just couldn't get out of their own way. So, yeah, you deserve to be here. You deserve to lose your fucking season like that. Fuck you.
Sneed!
Well, this was just another entertaining game. There's some teams where you just can tell by vibe that it's going to be a fun one. Could it have been more fun if Lamar didn't get hurt again? Yeah, probably. But, man, Tyler Huntley, dude, he knows the system and he played a damn solid game. And the Ravens held a commanding lead and were just looking like an equal, if not better team than a top 5 team in the NFL. And then the Ravens shenanigans kicked in, because they let Drake Maye back into the game, and with a chance to ice the game with a solid possession down the field, they took Derrick Henry out of the game. What the fuck? What do you mean all Lee's in the game? Like, I love Keaton Mitchell and all that, but this is not the guy you wanted to the game late in a 4th quarter December football game. And you take out your Hall of Fame running back who has been torching the Patriots all game long, and everyone was wondering after the game, like, okay, what is John Harbaugh going to say? Is he going to be like, yeah, Derrick Henry tweaked his fucking left testicle? No. Harbaugh goes to the media and is like, oh, yeah, you're right, he wasn't out there. I don't know why. My bad. Huh? Like, bro, that's not okay. You're an NFL head coach. When you realize that Derrick Henry's not in there, you need to fucking do something about it. And yeah, they decided to rely on Tyler Huntley. Zay Flowers fumbled, and they let the door open for Drake Maye, and he came in with a crowbar and beat Ravens fans over the head with it. He had near 400 yards and 2 touchdowns, and has stayed right there in the MVP conversation all year long. He should comfortably finish second, but a second to hold your head up for. He has been amazing this year, and this is the win that I wanted to see for the Patriots. To bounce back after what happened last week is incredible. On the road, just good shit for the Patriots, dude. And I'm proud. I really am proud. And we wrap this week off with, honestly, a relatively predictable game. I mean, the outcome was pretty much inevitable, but the way we got there was pretty confusing. I mean, Phillip Rivers was balling out there. Is this a major red flag for the Niners defense that they got torched by Phillip Rivers? I mean, they're kind of getting torched by everyone, but the offense is scoring more points than the other teams. That's kind of all that matters. I don't know what the hell was going on with the Colts defense, but yeah, they are just completing the greatest collapse that we've really seen, but we're kind of giving them a pass because of the Daniel Jones injury, even though the collapse started happening before that. But yeah, the Colts season is absolutely cooked with the way the Bills, Chargers, and Texans are probably going to have the wildcard spots locked up, so it is all but over. But before we go, you know what time it is. It's time for the TubFrog Discord Awards, where I turn to you, the people, to see what you thought were the best and worst plays and players from Week 16. Without further ado, let's begin, because I asked what you thought the best play was from Week 16, and it ended up going to Kenneth Gainwell's touchdown catch, where he or the announcers thought he didn't catch it, and then he scored, which is crazy that DJ Moore's catch didn't win this. Like, guys, that is a league-altering catch, but alright, whatever. What am I going to argue about with democracy? And then I asked who you thought the worst play was from Week 16, and it was a DK Metcalf punching a fan. Did you know he did that? He did. And then I asked what you thought the best game was from Week 16, and it easily went to Rams Seahawks, which is, I guess, fair because it was more entertaining throughout all of it, but it's just crazy that a game like Patriots Ravens isn't even, like, considered because this week was so stacked. Like, Steelers Lions is at 3, and that game was insane. Then I asked who you thought the worst game was from Week 16, and it went to Chiefs vs. Titans, which, yeah, can't really argue with that one. And then I asked who you thought the best team was from Week 16, and this easily went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Just went into Mile High and obliterated the Broncos. So I think the league is finally noticing them, so that's good for them too. And then I asked who you thought the worst team was from Week 16, and this went to the Chiefs. Again, like, it's kind of fair with all the injuries they had, and I think the Ravens deserve a lot of shit for what they did, but fair enough, I guess. And then I asked who you thought the best player was from Week 16, and this ended up going to Trevor Lawrence, who just absolutely, I mean, he is like the best third down quarterback in NFL history. It's crazy. He's just been losing his mind popping off. And then I asked who you thought the worst player was from Week 16, and it ended up going to the Colts defense. I mean, I don't know what happened. I don't know how they can go from shutting down Seattle to not making a single stop all game. And they just let down Phillip Rivers, man. They let him down. And then I asked what you thought the best Christmas movie is. And as of now, hopefully the polls don't change, but it ended up going to Home Alone, which, you know, I love me some, you know, I guess that's fair enough. I don't really watch Christmas movies, but, you know. Anyways, if you like this video, then subscribe, because I got a lot of videos on the channel just like this one. And if you did like this video, watch this video I did pretty recently on the Arizona Cardinals and their entire 125 years of pure misery. It's pretty good, trust me. And thanks to my patrons for pledging tiers. Truly does mean a lot. There's an exclusive video up there if you want to watch it. It'll be posted on the channel soon. But anyways, till next time.